What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I was doing a lot of musical chair with my cars, and this is the first time that all of my CRXs are on the driveway. We got the KRX, the all-wheel drive, the Flipper X, and the giveaway CRX. I wanted to park it just to get some photos and stuff, and I thought about it, and each one of these cars has their own story. So in today's video, we're not really wrenching. We're just gonna talk about these CRXs here real quick and give you guys a little insight of, I guess, its history. Over here, we are gonna be starting with my first CRX. Now, I grew up with CRXs. My brother had a bunch of them, and eventually I got myself one. I never really liked the CRX. Granted, the, it was just super small, and I'm a big dude and I need space. So I had an EF sedan because I enjoyed having the extra doors, not having to recline forward to let people in. When people ask me for a ride, I'm like, I can't lie to them and said there's no space because there's back seats. So I gotta lean forward, squeeze my belly, and let people in. So I opt for the 4-door and just be like, yo, use your own doors. After the sedan, I got myself a wagon where my brother got one a while back. I never really liked it because of how it looked, but then I realized how spacious it was, and it kind of grew on me the more I saw it. But we're not going to be talking about the wagon. The CRX came about because it has back seats, but you can't really put people back there unless you got the SIR style, but then again, it's mainly for kids. I don't have kids, so I got the CRX for a crazy deal. 200 bucks is what I got it for. It was a shell. It was ready to go to the junkyard. I got this from my buddy Sal, which he ended up taking the engine out for his car, and then he was going to give this car to the junkyard. Now, this car was going to go to the junkyard only because it had a ton of back feet, which I didn't know. I didn't know, Sal. I paid 200 bucks and I went to go get it. It's an SI model, year 90, and it became a car that I put together quickly in 1 month and made it into my race car. Had a CSS, built LSV tech in it, and then over the years it became my all-wheel drive car. I guess you guys can say this car was a junkyard safe vehicle. I cleaned the entire interior, rebuilt the whole suspension from front to back. Everything was brand new. And then I put a lot of crazy different setups in it. And let me show you guys the current setup if you guys haven't seen the build on the channel over the years. So inside here we have an LSV Tech sleeve block piston rod. We have a built head with ITR cams, port and polished. It's got full valve train. All of the bolt-ons and stuff made it up with a lot of spider webs. You guys can see I don't really drive this car as often anymore because of that car, but we have a spool and ram horn with a Garrett GT30 76 turbo. This thing is packing 490 horsepower, and like I mentioned earlier, it's all-wheel drive. I've owned this car now for about 6 years. I bought it in 2015, which I then sold my RT four-wheel drive wagon for. I already had a ton of stuff in the garage from the wagon when I went K in that, so I threw everything in here, and this car has been turboed since. I really got to clean this. This is all the polishing compound and stuff, and obviously I don't drive the car, so there is a gang of spider webs everywhere. But if you guys noticed, if you guys seen the videos up until this point, you guys should have seen that we polished this paint out. Not the greatest paint, but it is looking a ton better than when I first got it. So I'm loving it. In the order of CRXs to my ownership, let's get down with the KRX. So the story behind the KRX, guys, the KRX was a vehicle that I went to go check out, and I was gonna part ways with the entire car for just the front end and then get rid of the shell, because this car was sitting in storage for 2 years. It didn't have a game plan for it. It was just sad when I saw it. It was stripped. It had no interior, had no harness, basic suspension stuff just to keep it as a roller. The plan was to part this car out after I got it because I got it for a killer deal, and then use the parts to save another CRX to keep that car up and going again. But the day that I went to go pick up this car, I ended up getting another CRX, which was junk, and ended up using that part to fix the other car, and this car was kept as a complete shell, which then turned into this K-swap thing that I was supposed to sell after the fact, and then it just kind of became my new daily commuter. Sorry, all-wheel drive car, this is my new commuter. So when I went to go check out this car, they told me it was an 88 HF. The car is an 88, but you know, upon looking at the engine harness and cabin harness and stuff, I believe this car is a DX, which doesn't really matter to me because this car is all going to get converted anyways for whatever swap I'm putting into the car. So the car is pretty dirty because I mean, I live in front of a creek, but this car had no interior, and I sourced everything to put it all back together from the other CRX that I got and made it a complete car. And then inside the engine bay, we have a K swap. So we have a K20A2 swap, full K20A2 with Type S transmission, and this is my commuter, I guess you can call it. This is the car I drove every day. Prior to this was that, and prior to that it was that car. That was my daily, but I don't really touch those two cars anymore. This is a very fun commuter. It's all motor, it makes over 200 horsepower, it's reliable. I can take it A, B, C, D, E, F, G up and down the coast if I wanted to. This car drives freaking amazing because I also rebuilt this car from the ground up. Front suspension, back suspension, engine bay, the interior, the whole nine. And I think what's next for this car, possibly a paint job, I don't know. But yeah, so this car was definitely saved from rotting into storage, and I'm glad to have owned this car and put it in my fleet. Can't go wrong with the blade silver, right? So now let's get into the white car. The white car came before the Flip RX, and this one right here, big shout out to John. John is a local firefighter, and he was kind of in the car scene years ago, and this car was actually his that actually sat for 15 years. Now this car was going to go to the junkyard. Peter told me that this car was going to go to the junkyard, but Peter watches the channel. He knows I love saving these cars, so he told John, hey, let's try to reach out to this guy and see if he's interested in taking this car and reviving it. So thank you guys for this opportunity. They gifted this vehicle to me. It's an 88 True HF. True HF. You can't really see the badge, but it's there. It's an HF, and it came with a B16A swap. As soon as this car came about, I knew what I was gonna do with this vehicle. I was like, man, I got a lot of people that hit me up through the years about raffling off my all-wheel drive CRX, the red one, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do that. You know, this is one of my personal cars, and it was my commuter before the KRX, and I just didn't think it was the right idea to do so. So when this car came about, I was like, maybe we'll make this a giveaway car. I'm building a CRX to give away as a big thank you to you guys for helping me hit 100,000 subscribers last year, summer 2020, and we've done a lot to it. So this car was complete. It didn't run. It sat for 15 years. A lot of things was wrong with it, but I completely tore it down, resprayed the entire car, rebuilt all of the suspension with brand new parts. The interior, not so much just yet because of the auto operation that I'm trying to do things in. So we're gonna get to this soon, but under the hood, it's a different story. I debated on doing a giveaway with a stock B16A, and then I was like taking into consideration about everybody asking me about the all-wheel drive car being the giveaway vehicle, which is built B Series turbo all-wheel drive. So I felt like this car should be just that, except not a B Series with an H23. H23 all-wheel drive H2B turbo. That's right. This car is going to be that much of a beast before one of you lucky winners win it. Everything under here is brand new seals, gasket, water pump, timing belt, clutch, flywheel, engine bay has been repainted, all the brake stuff are brand new, and this is just the, I guess it's just the start of it. We got a lot more to do with this car, and parts are starting to slowly roll in, so we're going to get back to this real soon. John was going to give this car to the junkyard, and I practically saved it and hoping to give it a new life here real soon. The car does turn on, all motor. But when everything's all said and done, this car is going to be ripping. Now let's move over to the Flip RX. So the Flip RX, it's called the Flip RX for a reason. It's a car that I got to flip. But the real reason why I got this car was I was looking for an SIR style USDM hood, which is the same one that I have on the KRX. Has the hump in the middle right there. And the hood was for that car. Granted, it has an H2B, and you guys can see the hood doesn't close. So this car was sent to me from Jim's brother had this car. They were going to build, shit happened, and then they had to get rid of the car. I was tipped on this vehicle that it had the hood, and they didn't want to part ways with the hood, so we negotiated a price which they agreed on, and I took the car home. So this car, I bought it for the hood, which is in the back over there. It needs clear coat before I can slap it on this car, and I didn't know what to do with this vehicle. But after going through my inventory, I realized I got enough stuff to make this thing run again. So after pulling the hood off and putting that off to the side, I took the CRX hood, original hood from that car, threw it on here, and a lot has happened with this car. I built this car in between waiting for parts for that car, and this is the car that kept me busy for the last couple of months, and we're just about ready to get this thing tuned and get it on its way to its new owner. I mean, whoever buys it when I put it up on the market, right? A lot has been done to this car. The interior wasn't too much. I mean, it was pretty stripped when I got it. It was a race car before me, and I think it's still going to be a race car when it goes, but I mean, whoever buys this car, you can do whatever you want with it. But I kept partial interior, door panels, we got the dashboard, both the DA seats in here, and you know what I'm saying, I decided, like, okay, while I was waiting for things to do with this car, like alignment and dyno tune and all that, I wanted to stay busy, so I decided, you know what, let's paint this car. So I ended up sanding this whole entire car down and then getting it painted a different shade of charcoal gray, and it looks freaking amazing. The wheels are temporary because I needed tires to drive this car to alignment, which I did a couple of days ago, and pretty much just cleaned this car up from front to back. It's got suspension mods and stuff done to it as well, but I didn't go full 100% on this car like I've been doing with this one, and this one. So this car is really decent for what it is and what I've done to it. But let me show you guys what's done under the hood, if you guys haven't been following the video series. Give you guys a better look here because the camera keeps going dark on me. But I just did this mod yesterday. Freaking awesome. Now the only reason why I did the hood shock is because the hood is cut out, because, you know, race car life, and it was kind of dangling just like this, right? You can see, super crooked, kind of bothered me. So the reason why I did that is to hold one side up, and then we have the stock hood prop to prop this side up, and well, you look at it now, nice and straight. Hopefully the camera doesn't adjust too much, but under the hood is what throws people off, because the car looks the way it does, right, with the stock wheels and everything. But under the hood we have a fully refreshed LS VTEC turbo. Did I say that right? Turbo. It's not tuned yet. We're gonna tune it hopefully in the next week or so, and as soon as it's tuned, do a couple rips on it, post it on the market. See you later, alligator. I did a lot of brand new stuff in this engine. The bottom end has all new gaskets and seals, water pump, timing belt, new rod bearings. The head is fully rebuilt, and we have pretty much an Ellis block with a B16A2 head. We have a full eBay turbo kit, not one of those, you know, ready to go turbo kits that you buy and then everything doesn't come fitted correctly. This was all bought separately. We got a max pitting turbo, we got the Speed Daddy wastegate 44 mil, we got the Rev 9 ram horn, and then I made the downpipe dump tube because you know what I'm saying, I'm a fabricator, so I save a little bit of money there. All the charge piping and everything that I already had. We got the intercooler already sitting around, and we have a Speed Daddy Tower Rep blow valve. This thing sounds freaking awesome. If you guys want to get more deets on this car, go back and watch the video series. Hopefully I put a playlist together for you guys, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick little, this hood shock is a little tricky, but I'll give you guys a quick little cinematic of all the vehicles before I park them in their respective locations and end this video. Enjoy.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out. Temptations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Alright guys, so that is gonna wrap it up for this video. I just wanted to make this a video, quick one, because like I said, got all the CRXs in one spot, and the fleet of CRXs here are going to be decreasing soon. So I figured I want to share a little stories with all the vehicles, all the CRXs that I got here on the driveway. I hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you guys want to stick around for more shenanigans, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.